Let's make a sculpture of Squidward soufflé from SpongeBob out of a piece of garbage. This is just a random food container I was going to throw away before I realized it has these nice, slightly slanted sides going on here that would make a perfect base for Squidward soufflé. So I went ahead and chopped off the rim just to kind of get it out of the way, so now we can focus on the texture. This smooth plastic we got going on is not it, and needs to have more of a spongy cake-like kind of texture. So we're going to sand down the surface, add a quick coat of paint, maybe two. Now hear me out, we're going to add some pieces of needle felt, followed by some watered down Mod Podge. Let me cook, trust the process. And here it is the next day. It is mostly dry, but I'm just going to go ahead and tuck and glue all these excess pieces onto the inside of the container. Then we're going to add some more Mod Podge, then finally some paint. And this is what it's looking like so far. Before we add the icing though, we first need to add the little details that go on top, starting with Squidward and his chair. They do need some alterations first, like the chair is a bit too tall, so that needs to be shortened. And then also Squidward, we might have to cut apart his arms and legs so we can reposition him in a sitting position. So here's how he looks all dissected, and here he is all reassembled. And speaking of cutting things up, for the coconut tree I took one of these cake toppers that I had and trimmed some of the leaves off to give it the desired shape, which I decided to also add some epoxy sculpt to the trunk of to make it a little bit thicker and also make some coconuts with. I also went ahead and trimmed down the chair, added some epoxy sculpt on the side to fill in the gaps, and then went in with my Dremel to add some of this bamboo detail. Then I'm going to repaint this ukulele pin for the ukulele, as well as this little side table made out of a bead and a couple toothpicks, topped with a bead that I trimmed to look like the little coconut cup, complete with a sequin glued to an eye pin for the little umbrella. So now I'm just going to go ahead and paint all the pieces, slap on some epoxy sculpt for the icing, mark where everything's going to go, paint the icing, paint the plate, which I almost forgot about, finally glue everything together, seal everything up with some Mod Podge, and here it is, Squidward soufflé all finished. This thing had so many teeny tiny pieces I had to make. That umbrella with the sequin especially drove me crazy, but I think it turned out pretty cute. I think the chair especially, I think that's my favorite part. I had a lot of fun trying to assemble Squidward to fit inside of it. See if I can give you all a 360 here. Hang on. There you go. Yup. And I did decide last second to flip the plate upside down. I feel like it looks more like it did in the cartoon when it's like this. I don't know. And with the souffle itself, I love how the texture turned out. It looks very cake-like. I mean, that looks good. I'd eat it. The icing doesn't look quite as appetizing though, but that's okay. But for what started out as a piece of garbage, I think this turned out pretty cute.